Welcome to a new episode of What If with DJ Zach and guests on K-Poppin'. We've done it all before, sat there and asked ourselves, or maybe someone around us, what if? So a full hour of everyone's perspective on the what if of the day with our chaotic duo, Joel and T in the studio. Yeah!
Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to K-Poppin'.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you two?
I'm all right. It's the weather's nice and warm. Here we go with the weather. Look at us go.
Well, it's because it's the most common thing to talk about when you first see somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the main topic we always go to.
Yeah,
right.
Always.
So, Mr. I got a car now.
Yeah.
So what was it like driving and parking at Arirang? Because parking at Arirang is a little bit of a challenge.
It wasn't that bad. Like it was getting here that was kind of scary for me because today is the first day I've ever driven in the daytime where there's actual light. So
wait, you've had this car for a
2
week
weeks?
or
no,
over
like
a week and a half?
Like a week-ish, yeah, a week and a half, yeah. I've just been because you know what, I just wanted to kind of drive around at nighttime when there's not that many cars. But I realized it's actually easier to drive in the day than at night.
It's harder to see.
Yeah, I can't see anything. You know what I mean?
My night vision is not as good as it needs to be, so I don't like driving at night.
Really? You can't really tell how far away the cars are. So like, it's kind of like you got to be very careful.
Oh, and then there's the random individual that decides that they don't need their lights for their car and their lights are off, and I'm just like, wait, what?
Yeah, hit me so I can get a payout.
But that's the thing. Like, those people are normally in front of me.
Still, it's their fault. Well, I'm still white knuckling the steering wheel so far, but I'll get used to it.
No, you'll get used to it. We were talking about it. We're just like, you have to just.
I used to drive in the States where the lanes are like 20 feet wide.
That's true.
And then here they're not like that. So like I'm afraid of like steering into the wrong lane. Like steering. You know what I mean?
Trust me, you'll still be better than the typical Ajumasa. You're fine.
Let's hope so. I mean, that's what they say. They're like, especially when you start, if you get into the habit of like being really careful all the time, you get used to that because there's some people that just don't care about laws.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. I've been in the car with you, and you're braver than me, I'll say. Tia's a very brave driver.
Tia's been driving a lot longer than you, in Korea anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's because I started here.
Right.
Yeah.
It's different.
That's true. Well, yeah, I guess so.
And I mean, the laws, I also saw an article this morning about, in 2022 is when they changed the laws about the right turns and you have to stop and wait. Apparently, only 1% of people who are driving now actually know that law.
What was it before? Because, I took my test a couple months ago and I learned that. But what was it before?
There was you just make a right on.
You just go whenever?
When it's red, yeah, you can go whenever. So you don't have to wait for the pedestrian, but now pedestrian comes first. And now you have to stop and then see if there's anyone there and then go. But no one knows that. So people who know that and they're doing that, you hear a lot of honking.
No, that and also the law has upgraded to the fact that so if you're in an intersection, it's like you're in an intersection and your lane is going straight and you need to make a right turn. So you don't necessarily have the green line, the light, but like the going straight has a green light. Then what happens is the pedestrians are crossing. So that means that if you're making a right and there's a section where there is a crosswalk but there's no light there, it's also their green light to walk as well.
Right.
But normally that's your window to go because the cars are green as well, but the pedestrians are also green. So the law has changed that you have to wait. Stop fully first. You don't have to wait the 3 seconds, but you fully have to stop, wait for pedestrians, and then go.
Right.
Which is why there's bad traffic.
Yeah, which is why there's bad traffic. And also people don't know, the only 1% of the Korean population knows that, and people keep honking.
It's so annoying. And I'm like,
I'm not getting a ticket. You want to pay for my $50 ticket if I don't? Yeah, because there's one right here at Pangbae station. So whenever I go home, I always have to stand. The reason is because people have been jumping in, like they've been literally running into traffic when the light is green, even though it's not their intersection. And so that's where the accidents have been happening. So that's why they're
avoid Pangbae.
Pretty much any place in Gangnam is like that though, because they've created like the right turn, left turn, small crosswalks for pedestrians. That's where people start to run. So I just wait.
Wow.
In Gangnam though, I wait everywhere else, but if I'm in Gangnam station, I'm not waiting.
You can't.
Yeah.
If you wait at Gangnam station, like anywhere on the main strip of Gangnam station,
you'll be there forever.
people don't stop.
Yeah.
There's more people than cars there, so you could you have to snail your way in. You just have to like
beep, beep.
slowly like inch your way through the crosswalk, so people can either start going behind you or wait.
Right.
So you
It's impossible.
I will say though that it takes me what used to take me 45 minutes to get here now takes me 15.
There we go.
I live like right, really close to here, so so I don't have to walk nearly as much.
Good. Tia, how's your week?
Potty training the little puppy.
Oh yeah,
right.
the new addition.
It's difficult, but he's slowly getting there.
What's his name again?
Angelo. So we
that's
just
right.
call him Jello.
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 I mean, you could go either Angel or Jello, and you chose Jello. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So Maltese, you said, right? Okay.
That's cute.
I like Malteses. So cute.
Potty training dogs is so hard.
See, that's the thing though. Mochi was fairly easy. She like catches on once you start giving her treats. She catches on very quickly.
I think Luffy caught on pretty quickly too.
But he gets it and then he'll forget and then he'll get it again. So I think I have to keep doing this for maybe a month and then he'll get it.
It'll click eventually.
The only thing that started getting really hectic was that Luffy was going to Naimi's pad and going potty, and then vice versa, and they wouldn't go on their respective pads.
Do they have dedicated pad? Did they have dedicated pads?
At first, so I constantly kept them separate. Like if they naturally go on each other's and keep going, it's fine. So if they both mark their territory constantly, it's fine. Because I do know some households that do that. But I started off separate just in case, and they would be good, and then they wouldn't, and then the other one would not go potty on theirs until I was able to change it. So it was very tedious.
Wow.
But Luffy, unless he misses, like his leg is sore and like he misses, he's pretty good with it. But
Okay.
it'll pass.
It's just it grows your endurance or your patience. Yeah.
We're gonna talk about more patience today.
Oh yeah.
For the topic.
Oh yeah.
So what if, here's today's topic, what if you have to coach a basketball team on the brink of disappearing? So before it's not just like they're breaking them team. It's like literally no more basketball team. Coach Carter,
Right. Like it's in danger of being dismantled.
Right.
I don't typically like to be under high pressure situations. And for a situation like this, not only is it my team that is going to be, dismantled or whatever, but it's also the livelihood of everyone that's on the team. And that's a lot of pressure, Someone else's livelihood is on you. You know what I mean? So,
I don't know. There's a lot of things that would go into the picture, like how well do I get along with the team members? How well do I think they'll follow me? Yada, yada, yada. But, I think I'd go if they're asking me to come.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the pressure is high, but also if you lose, then the guilt is really high, and I don't like to be guilty of things.
But if they were already losing, then
Well, honestly, I don't even think it's like a losing team. Like it's just the team itself is in danger of just being dismantled. Like they're just it's whether it's funding or constant losing
or
teamwork or whatever. It's just the school or wherever platform they are on is thinking that they are not worth the investment. So there's a drama. It's not basketball, it's baseball. But there's a drama in Korea called the Hot Stove League. Namgungmin is in it. That particular drama, the basics is it's not so much that they are a losing team, so they don't have good winning streaks, but the department store, the company that is supporting them is trying to pull the money out to invest it in a department store development or something like that. And so it was just kind of a for the sake of paper, like looks wise oh, we tried, but it didn't work out. But Nangbumin is awesome. So watch the drama. It's really good. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of factors, but I think I'm going to go with Joel because if I'm put in a situation where I have to be a leader, I don't mind. But for the most part, I really don't mind being a follower.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know, because, this is actually, I think, this is kind of on a tangent, but they say, everyone has different, how would you say, personalities, right? There's, the leader-type personalities. There's the sheep and there's the shepherds, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'll never be a shepherd, and I've never stepped up to the plate, but I am much more comfortable being a sheep than I am being the shepherd. You know what I mean? Because I feel like everybody has certain specialties, right? Like like for example, like I'm good at, voice acting, for example, right? If I had to write the scripts and do all the directing and all of that stuff, that would be something I'm not good at. I'm good at being directed to do something. You know what I mean? I'm a person with ideas, but I'm not so much a person that can lead a group of people or lead a project.
But
or
I
something.
see Tia being a natural born leader,
me
just
too.
like her personality traits and whatnot. If you give her the task, she will rise above. So I feel that just with the three of us, our dynamics are definitely different. Like if in a situation where Tia needed to take lead, I wouldn't mind following her.
I wouldn't either.
Age regardless. It's just the decision making, I think.
My MBTI, the terms that they put, I believe mine is leader.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it fits, I guess, my personality traits.
I think I'm a protagonist or something like that. But
I don't
I don't remember.
When we make our K-pop group, Tia will have to be the leader, I think.
No, thank you.
I will steer far away from anything that.
Tia will do the dance lessons. She'll be the leader.
No,
she'll
thank you.
she'll make the
Thank
move.
you.
If I have to, I will. Like I will rise to the occasion, but. So obviously I'm not an expert in basketball, but and this is obviously if I had the skills to be able to do that.
But that's why when you said it's not about the losing, it's more about either the teamwork or something else that's going on. That's when I was like, oh, then I would definitely do it. Because if it was a basketball team and I needed to coach them to win, then I don't know about that. But
Tia will be the glue that holds us together.
Right. I feel that if Tia was going to be coach and she knew nothing about basketball, she would still be able to have a right hand she would be able to pick a right hand that's qualified enough to help her with the strategies and the terminology where she puts everything together. And I feel that she would probably study all the way
She'll
up
put in
to
her homework.
she'll do her homework.
I said Tia being a basketball coach. What are you doing?
my.
Kick it already. Kick it in the goal.
me loving soccer, though, I can see that happen.
You know what? Did you guys ever play basketball when you guys were younger? Like, was that a thing? Like, I used to play basketball in middle school.
Most schools make you do it in PE. Well, at least American schools that I went to. I don't even remember. I don't remember having PE when I was going to Korean high school.
Do they have it? Well,
they
we did
do.
at ours because they're foreign schools.
Well, my foreign school, I don't think we have PE.
Really? I mean,
Well,
Korean
your school's really
schools do.
small, though. Yeah,
Yeah,
Korean
my
schools do.
my school was not even like considered a school, but we didn't have PE. But yeah,
Really?
in the States, like for the school that I went to, our teacher made us do everything. So handball, flag football, soccer, softball, dodgeball, like
Do they
basketball.
ever pull out that big parachute thing and everyone gets underneath it? You know what I'm talking about?
We did that one year, and a girl broke her arm.
Oh my God, how?
So she was running into the circle and she tripped on the
cloth?
the fabric, and then she tumbled and
my.
broke her arm. So our school banned it. But
Did she tumble off a mountain? I don't understand. Like what?
young kids, fragile bones.
My gosh, I miss that. I miss they have does your school have? I know this is like such a tangent, but that big rope that hangs from the top of the gymnasium, and then you'd have to climb up.
Oh, I hated
you know what I'm
that.
talking about? Did you have that before?
I hated that,
It was
yeah.
so much fun. Although I was not the most fit kid, so I,
I
didn't
feel like
get
that's
up at
like
all.
a military school.
Yeah, maybe. Preparing us for our military careers.
That was, thank God we didn't have that. We had oh God, what was the name of it?
Those little like carts with the wheels on it, and everyone sits on it.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
We had 3 poles that had a ball with a rope on it. What was that called?
Oh, tetherball.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was fun. I like tetherball.
Honestly, I never really fully grasped the rules for that, but
Me neither.
it was always the only thing open during recess and lunchtime, so I would always be there.
Isak sits by herself at the playground just hitting the ball.
Yeah, I was sitting in front of the
So
ball,
sad.
hitting the ball by myself. I was
People are like,
don't
"Ugh,
touch me.
she's weird."
No, but it was better because nobody touched me because I wanted to be by myself.
Oh my God. Isak's over there beating up the ball, and everyone's like, avoid her at all costs.
Yeah. During PE, the one that I hated the most was the wall planks where you had to sit against the wall.
That's like punishment.
Like
What?
the imaginary chair where you had to
Yeah.
just sit there.
Oh my God.
I hated that.
Yeah, wall sits, I think they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I
they
hate
made you do that in school?
Yeah, I did too.
Really?
Yeah, for our PE, they made us do
That's
it.
like That's like I used to do that as a trainee, like for punishment. That's awful.
Yeah, no, it was like exercise time. Not always, but every once in a while.
Yeah, that would be like with the warm-ups. They would make us do like 30-second, like, yeah.
And then sprints back and forth, and then like push-ups, however many.
Wow. I don't know.
But I mean, if you couldn't do it the full time, you didn't get in trouble or anything.
Right,
it was just
right.
like
It was one of the
Yeah.
things.
No, so like when I was a trainee.
They just lined us up against the wall. I was like, okay, guys.
Everybody, wall sits.
Time, start.
See, if
But then again, you're a kid, so you get competitive.
Yeah.
And then like the guys because there's the guys in the class that are trying to do it. It's like, no, I'm going to beat the guys.
yeah,
bunch of chads, Oh my God.
My favorite was kickball.
Oh, kickball. I like kickball and volleyball. Those are my favorites. I love volleyball. You strike me as a person that would be good at volleyball.
I actually was pretty decent at volleyball.
I don't know why. It's just something about you I could tell. Like you'd be good. You'd be interested in it.
I sucked at serving, but I was good. I don't even remember the position, but yeah, I even remember how they made us.
Oh, I hated it. Hurt so much.
Oh, it stings so bad.
I don't think you guys were hitting it right then. Like,
No,
it shouldn't hurt.
when you receive the ball and you try to hit it back as it falls down, it stings. It hurts.
I guess.
And also, I have like very weak hands. I think
You have like thin, small bones.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're thin and they're long, so they're not good for volleyball.
I used to have like the biggest crushes on the volleyball girls.
I bet. Speaking of basketball, I went to the emergency room because of basketball
my
during
God.
peak. So it was a rainy day, which is very rare for Southern California, and they put us in the gym because normally we would do PE outside. So we were in the newly built gym that our school had created, and honestly, I don't even know. My team, we were playing half court. My team, the ball was about to go out and I wanted to save it. So I didn't want to be out. So I tried to keep my foot inside the line.
Okay.
And then I hit the ball back in. But I guess I stepped on it wrong because it didn't really hurt. But I was like, ow. Ooh. And then it was like kind of awkward. Like, you know how you hit your funny bone? And you're like, it kind of feels weird. A few minutes later, my ankle started swelling.
Oh no.
And then my teacher was just like, I think we need to send you to the nurse's office. The nurse was just like, I think we need to call an ambulance.
Oh my!
Wait, you take an ambulance for that?
I was in the.
Oh my!
I went to the ER.
Wow.
I sprained my ankle. It didn't really hurt, but I had to wear those really embarrassing sandal cast thingies. Yeah, the boot for about 2 weeks or so.
I ripped a tendon playing basketball when I was in like
Basketball
middle
is
school.
a very dangerous sport.
My knee landed on a brick, and like I still have a huge scar on my knee.
Wait, how did that
You know
happen?
the angle of because I was like trying to get the ball because I was playing it in my driveway. You know, in the States, people play basketball in their driveways.
Yeah.
So like the brick has an angle, and the tendon part of my knee got slashed by the angle of the sharp edge of the brick. Yeah, and I was like incapacitated for a while. It was pretty
All
bad.
right, so fam, what if you were a coach to a basketball team on the brink of disbandment or disappearing? Would you go? What are you gonna do? Take it? Leave it?
I'll take them with a 70-point spread. I'll lead them to victory.
I can't.
Maybe.
Joel, you have to give us your best mom voice today.
Oh, get ready.
I'm not gonna be able to do this with a straight face.
I don't think I'm gonna be able
I'm
to.
getting my accent ready and
I don't
everything.
know if we could do it. All right, what we're gonna do is jump straight into our. We're gonna be three moms today. Just to, if you guys can't get it from our voices, we're supposed to be three moms.
Joella.
So, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh,
All right, music
of
cue.
course.
All right, I need to know. Did you hear anything from Joel? I mean, are we going to be meeting the principal at the new coach or what?
I don't know. If we meet up with him, will it even promise a new coach for the kids?
I mean, we can't just sit around and let our children's futures die because the school is losing a coach.
Exactly. Our family has given up so much for our kid to pursue his dream.
My point exactly. We can't just sit around and do nothing. As long as the boys get a new coach, everything will be fine.
But my concern is our children's potential. What if it's not the coaches but our kids who lack talent?
Excuse you. Oh, no, honey. We need to be behind our kids 100% in times like these especially. It's not their fault that the school can't provide for them.
Yes, I agree. We need to be their backbone so they can keep it together. Obviously, the school is failing them.
I didn't mean it that way. It's just I watched basketball because of Joel and watching those pros take the court. I just hope we can get them on that level.
Well, I mean, exactly. This is why we need a new coach. So, are you going to join me or not?
I'll go. Please, just stop screaming.
Oh, it took you long enough to make up your mind. Is it just the three of us, or are we going to meet the other moms?
Well, I wouldn't have asked if I hadn't gotten just 3 of us. We have about a dozen mothers ready to go, and our kids are the star players, so that's why we'll be at the front of the conversation.
Before we go, are you sure you've all talked to your kids? I don't want us to go through all this trouble if the boys don't have their heart in it any longer.
I mean, wouldn't he? We've given up so much for his dream.
I mean, exactly. I mean, we don't need to ask, but I mean, they've wanted this their whole lives. But I mean, maybe a 24-hour wait isn't that long to ask?
I'm down. I love that we are ready to stand up for the team, but I'd love to double check with them first.
Then tomorrow, same time?
Yes, deal.
So yeah, back to so far our what if question is if you were going to be a coach to try to save a team close to disappearing, Tia says she would. Joel and I are just like, I don't know, but Joel I think is just getting a little influenced by Tia. I feel that he's kind of on the fence of maybe helping. I'm still like a big no. So Tia, what did you bring today for us?
So I brought in a article on how to use your competitiveness for good. And so there's a few things on here that I just wanted to go through. The first one was you need to first understand that some people take longer to achieve a goal than others. So like, even if it's yourself. So like if you're really competitive, you want to get something like you want to achieve something really quickly.
Right.
But it takes different times for different people. The second one is even if you give it your all and you put in all of your energy and you still don't achieve that goal that it's okay. Like you need to accept that it's okay and you just use it as a learning experience.
Right.
I thought that was a very good tip. And then this was the best one that I saw on the list. Compete with your old self. Ooh. So if you're going to be competitive, don't be competitive with someone else.
Right.
Be competitive with your own self. So then you can really grow in whatever field you're trying to grow in. And the last tip was to be honest about what you're weak at. So if you're honest with yourself, then you can see where you're weaker and you can work on those parts.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of crosses into the stuff that I brought also. But like, I think it's really important to recognize what your strengths and weaknesses are. So like, for example, everything that you just mentioned, I know where I fit in. I know the levels of what, you know, the things that you mentioned, like where I stand on that spectrum of, you know, knowing what your goals are and like all that kind of stuff. So it's important to recognize that.
Right.
Some people don't know that. Like they can't recognize it.
I think that's why in a lot of those, when you start going to therapy, the first thing that they try to tell you to do is to live up to the fact that you have some type of problem.
Right.
Which I feel is, for whatever reasons, like some people just are blind to it because they've just never been able to self-analyze. Like, you know, what they feel is normal is not normal or not good for them.
Or denial.
Right, denial. So I feel that, you know, addressing that in any situation would be great. I feel like competitiveness is great, but yeah.
As long as it's at a healthy level.
Right.
Like once it's gone to the point where you're competing with others just out of spite, for instance, or you need to beat this person, then it's like...
Oh, no, wait, hold on. Because if someone messes with me and they rub me the wrong way, I will make it my life's goal to do better than them in life. And I've done it and succeeded. But, you know, like, I don't know. I'm pretty petty when it comes to stuff like that. I know it shouldn't be a driving motivation, but for me, honestly, like, I think if that is the motivation that you have to the competitive nature of it, you know what I mean? I feel like if it works for you, that's fine. I mean, don't you think so? Or you're like, no, I have to be the bigger man or woman. Like, is it more like that with you guys?
I just think that if you're using that competitive nature in that way, it'll backfire later on.
Okay, I
Like
can see what you're saying.
internally,
That.
it's going to do damage to you internally, whether or not you realize it in the moment. I feel like because being competitive to that point, it's going to give your body stress, even if you know it or not.
All that toxicity,
Yeah,
all that
it
negativeness,
gets to you,
negativity.
honestly, in
I
a
suppose.
psychological way.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't.
That's why it's the levels. Like
Yeah.
you need to have a good level of being. That's why my favorite tip on the list was being competitive with your old self, because I feel that's the most healthiest way to use competitiveness.
Right.
Yeah, I feel that when you are a trainee, one of the systems of being a trainee that I walked away that falls into Tia's explanation for today is when we are trainees, a lot of the companies make us record ourselves constantly, video and audio. You don't. It's very stressful when the time comes to do it, but it's good. It's great logs to look back on. I hate writing in diaries, but I also think that diaries are very helpful as well, because just the daily like what I did or like accomplishment journals or whatnot that you did, I think is going to be a way for somebody to realize what they need to be working on and kind of looking back at their past self, just to kind of realize what
Right.
they've done also, instead of being so competitive.
Yeah.
Because you can look back and be like, whoa, yo, I actually accomplished something.
Yeah.
I've come a long way than when I first started. But if we don't have a visual log for that.
Well, you bring up an interesting point, because when you mentioned diaries, and I think we should do a whole episode on diaries or something, because I think they're really useful. I realized this very late in life that using your hand to write something down and making something that's not tangible is really good for your mental health in general, and
That's why
stress
a lot
release
of
and,
that's why a lot
you know.
of therapists make you write down drama and burn it, rip it, or whatever, because it helps to physically connect the muscle memory from your brain to your hand to get stuff out.
I was cleaning out my junk in my house, and I found the diary from my journal or whatever that was that I was writing during and after my group ended.
Wow.
And first of all, I was like, oh, cringe. But then also I was like, wow, like this is pretty deep. And then I got really embarrassed, and I was like, all right, back in the pile with you. I can't read this anymore. I cringe so bad.
But it's a good way to like see how you were in the past and like see like she said, it's the different levels in your life.
Right.
Well, I can tell you I was a wimp, because I was reading, I was like, oh my God, what's wrong?
Well, but then again, like you're at that age. I think the one thing that whenever adults refer to like high school students to like the good old days, is because like I feel that your hormones naturally just put you in a state of frenzy in everything that you do. You're madly in love with somebody, you hate them to the world, like to the moon and back. Like everything is so intense when you're younger.
No, you're not kidding. There was a lot of stuff in there that I was like, I was a very angry boy. Like I was very angry, and I had a lot of bruman. I don't know. There was a lot going on. I don't know.
Arirang.
Arirang Radio.
The one in for today is asking us to go and try and save a basketball team, and we have to coach them, whether we know what to do or not. Tia says she would. Joel is kind of leaning towards Tia, even though he first said that he wouldn't. I'm not. No, thank you. So, Joel, what'd you bring today?
Well, I brought in, and we'll be able to tell why Isaac and I are having such a hard time committing to saving this basketball team. But, a few traits of a good leader, of a person that's able to lead someone to success, and the signs that you're a very goal-oriented person. So I brought some things, and I've identified out of these which one I am not right with, but let's see with you guys. So, clear definition of goals. Do you guys consider yourself a person that's do you know what you want? Is that kind of, or you kind of float and go there?
I float.
Yeah, I float too. Usually.
Usually I have a goal and then I float onto there.
Okay.
Kind of like I'll have a set goal, but like if it goes that way, yes, sure. But
So it's
if
like
not,
it's like a roadmap to your goal, but there's like a bunch of pit stops here.
So you're flexible
I'm
with
flexible.
your
Okay.
with your goals.
Like,
For me,
I don't
I don't really have. I'm just gonna go day
Okay.
by day. Okay.
All right. Not afraid to fail. Are we afraid to fail in here?
I'm starting to get better at failing. Like I'm starting to remind myself that it is okay to fail, because I personally find that very hard.
But you're
yeah.
a P, right?
Yeah. So like I'm a perfectionist, but a very sloppy one.
Right.
So I don't mind bending corners and cutting corners to get to my goal. But like if it doesn't come out, I pressure myself pretty much. Yeah. So
Okay. That's, you know what though? Like being afraid to fail is a lot of pressure. I feel like if you just didn't care about failing, it'd be more
better.
productive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way more productive.
I used to get
Yeah,
so
you?
depressed when I failed auditions and stuff.
I'm okay with failing, but that's a very MBTI type thing. Apparently, for J and P, it's not just whoever can plan and who can't plan. It's more of J's enjoy the process.
Yeah, J's enjoy the challenge.
So it doesn't matter like if what the outcome is, they enjoy the challenge and the process, but P's are more focused on the outcome.
Right. And not the process.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. That's why I stress myself out because I don't care too much about the process, and then in the end gives me the results
Right.
that I'm not looking for, and then I stress myself out because I set myself up for failure.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, move on. Nick.
Constant self-motivation. You're always motivated. I'm having a problem with this lately. Like
I always have to motivate. It's hard. I can't.
yeah. I
I
have
don't
to
think
like
anyone is constantly.
some, I mean, well, it depends if you have your goal. Let's see, dedicated effort and persistence, constant. How do you say, like a routine? Like, you know what I mean?
I have to set it up. Like
Yeah.
I have a journal for weekly. If I have a certain goal, weekly, I will have this day I'm going to do this and
You're
this like
such
steps.
a J.
I do that too.
But if I don't
Yeah.
do that, I can't stay persistent.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
have a-
have to do that.
I have a whiteboard on my bedroom door that I'm like, okay, Monday I'm gonna do this.
You're so
like it'll be
Jays.
like gym,
Oh my God.
laundry, like, and I have to
can't.
finish all those things for me to feel like I'm living.
I stress so for me, the reason why I can't set those up is because if I set those up, I know I'm not going to be able to fulfill them. If I can't fulfill them, that not fulfilling them stresses me out even
Well, that's
more.
the thing. You can't not fulfill them. You just have to do it.
I can't.
Like 하면 된다.
I
You know?
I can't. I can't.
You know?
I can't.
Well, I don't know.
I can't. Like I leave the chair with dirty and clean clothes until I get so motivated to clean it that it can't stop me. Like I'm a tornado of cleaning. Like I have to be in the zone. Moving on.
Okay, so mindset that enjoys challenging yourself. I'm like on the fence with that one. I'm a little of both, like not and also yes. It's kind of hard to explain.
I think it's like doing weights. Like there's a level that you can be comfortable with challenging yourself, but like over that,
I mean, I'm a person that's very scared of a lot of things. Like I'm very just mana. Like I have a lot of fears. You know, I'm a kopjegi. Yeah, so it's kind of hard for me. Believing in yourself. I don't have a problem with this one. I believe in myself.
I struggle with that
Do you
quite
really?
often.
I mean, what about you?
I mean, I believe in a higher place. So I'm just like, I don't believe in me, but I'm just like, it's gonna work out. type of
I
thing.
think about it like this. I'm like, I'll get this or that someday, but you know, until then, I'm just gonna try hard. That's basically how I feel. Let's see. We already did that one. Ability to respond to change. This is my worst one by far. I like constants, but when one little thing changes, it drives me nuts. Like I hate it.
I think I used to not be as bad with it, but I think my normality of like, you know, just my set schedule, if it does get pushed, I'm not upset about it at the time, but I do find myself more tired these days. That's why I feel that my MBTI percentiles are starting to change a little bit because they're the same. I get it. ENTP does fit me, but with the I's and the E's, I think my percentiles get a little bit closer to each other
Right.
than it used to. And then the change factor. I'm not organized, but P's are fine with change. I'm not. So I'm thinking that my percentile might be changing with P and J in that aspect because let's say you, like the three of us before my current like schedule, if Joel's just like, "No, let's go eat afterwards." Old me would be like, "Yeah, sure." New me would be like, "Today?
That's like me.
Suddenly? Like right now? 갑자기? Like
That's
what?
why like, for example, I don't know how you are now or you, but like you better not ask me 당일날 or the same day to hang out. Like I want to know at least the day before or something like that. Because when I go to bed last night, I already know what I'm doing today and I'm not doing a lick more.
I don't mind either.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so for me, my percentiles, I think for MBTIs are slightly changing. Was that it?
And the last one, Don't waste time. I'm struggling with this lately. I waste a lot of time.
But what is your definition of wasting time? I feel like all three of us have a different definition of what quote unquote wasting time would be.
Okay, so for example, I have my list of things to do, right? And I know I have to get them all done before I sleep because that's just my personality. But I play one match of a game online.
But is that wasting time?
Well, no, that's not, because I can finish everything. But then it's like, oh, let me play one more, and then one more, and then before you know it, I played 7 of them, and it's like
but
1 in the
again,
morning.
like, is that wasting time?
As long as you get everything done, I don't feel like that's wasting time.
Right? Well, those are the occasions where I don't end up getting everything done. Like yesterday, that happened to me yesterday.
But that's also the thing. Like for my, and this is probably the P in me, but it's like you gained that 7 games of fun. Yeah, you didn't get a chance to do some of the tasks. It's not going to kill you that you're not going to do this
No, it
task
doesn't.
today.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill me, but
exactly. That's what I mean. Like, is it wasted time? Like you mentally were able to relax. So today might have been like a task day, but it was a mental recoup day. So that's the thing. What some person might think is a quote unquote waste of time, I feel for some,
I agree.
it might be a time that they subconsciously needed to just recoup.
well, I suppose. Yeah.
Of course, we're over time.
Oh my God.
So we're going to have some more gravy. Have a happy 설, both of you.
설날
Yes.
새해 복 많이 받으세요.
새해 복 많이 받으세요. Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed this episode of our What If. Don't forget to catch us on the weekdays from 2 to 3 p.m. Korea Standard Time on a Wednesday. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to check in next week.